Hello everyone. How are you all? Wellness. I'm sure all of us are watching this program right now. So wellness is that word that rings a bell for all of us, isn't it? Hmm. Wellness is something, it's one of the most important terms in all our lives, irrespective of the profession we are into, irrespective of the lifestyle we are into. A lot of people ask me that, Rajiv, you being an actor, is it because you're an actor? That's the reason you work out, you pay so much attention to diet and looking healthy, looking fit? I said no. What I have understood from my life experiences, irrespective of the work we do, being in sound, good health is, as a human being, our number one requirement and responsibility. Of course, yes, there are professions like all of us corporates, I being an actor, media guy, into professions where we travel a lot, different places, different cities. Now, as an actor, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people ask me, Rajiv, behind the scenes of your theatrical production, there's a show, legendary play called Chanakya. So for the Chanakya play, we tend to travel to big cities out of India. That's fine, but in remote corners of the country, and when you visit those remote areas, they're not big hotels. There's no regular diet which you are used to. So how do you take care of your health? What about your workouts? That's where actor Rajiv is taken care of by two habits. Number one, I fell in love with running because what happens is at places, small or big, and small towns and villages and all. So there won't be the customized gyms and all available, even, the basic gyms. So we need to inculcate habits and especially healthy habits which can take care of our bodies for the workout and exercise needs. And second is the diet. The food which is served. Okay, actor has arrived in our village from Mumbai. So there's a huge, lavish spread, lovely, tempting buffet, but is it healthy? So that's the question. So there's always a dilemma. Okay, supposing I'm a corporate and I'm into long working hours, what do I do? And what do I do? Number one, I am in a sitting job, and these days all of us are working from home, so long sitting hours. So there's a dilemma always. What's healthy? If it's healthy, it's not tasty. So we're going to address all this in this very series. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wellness Talks with Rajeev. I'm Rajeev Bhardwaj, and this is the GALF platform. GALF, Get a Life Fitness, is a wellness aggregator with pan-India presence and global ambitions. GALF specializes in offering corporate wellness ecosystem through its MyGALF technology platforms, the web application and the mobile application, and customized holistic intervention. This is the second episode and proudly welcoming my guest for the day. And Cheryl Mascarenhas and Dr. Yash Shekatkar. Hi,
Morning,
Cheryl. Hi,
Hi,
Dr.
hi,
Yash.
Rajeev.
good morning, guys.
How are you doing?
Fantastic, fantastic. How are you?
Good,
Very well. And Dr. Yash?
excellent, doing very good. Being
So good
home,
to have you both. Good to have you both. And thank you so much that you took time out for this special session for Wellness Talks with Rajiv. So thank you all. And
thank
ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Mascarenhas, she's an embryologist and a yoga specialist. As we can see from her radiating smile and glowing skin, it's evident. And Dr. Yash Shekatkar, orthodontist, ultra runner, and founder of Dentaris chain of clinics. So we have these two vivacious and dynamic personalities, and we're going to be talking to them. They are from the one thing that connects all of us is wellness. And Cheryl and Dr. Yash, so happy to be talking to you on wellness today. So
India.
pleasure.
Cheryl, Yash.
We lost you.
Yeah, and I lost you both. And friends, this being the live platform, all of us, that rather when we talk about wellness, so at times when I was hinting about that we are in a place or in a situation where things are not favorable as per our requirements, as per our diet, and right now the dietary requirements of this particular live show are a smooth network. So keeping fingers crossed. Let's try and accommodate this new crash diet which is there in front of us. So Cheryl Mascarenhas, you are an embryologist by profession,
Yes.
and we also know that you've taken yoga as a passion. So
Yes.
please talk us through how you developed that deep passion for yoga.
Um, so I think it all started with having unhealthy lifestyle and life habits. You get into a profession where, though I was in the lab and moving, it was more like now you're off studying, so you want to go binge eat, you want to party. You're young, you're out there, and the world is your oyster. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at a point in time, you see a lot of people, and you see that people are taking care of their health, and then you just ask yourself, okay, I'm going to hit 30s. What am I doing? Am I doing something for my health? And that came to me, and it dawned on me. A few of my friends had actually taken a trek up to the Chadar, and I was just sitting in Bombay, and I realized, man, I need to be doing something for my health. So I started off with running, actually, and then it went on. Though I really loved running, I took to strength training to to help my running. Then it went into body weight training, and then I had a shoulder injury for which I had to quit my body weight training for a while. That's when yoga found me. So not many know this, Rajeev, but I used to hate yoga.
Okay, that's quite a revelation.
I used to hate yoga. So when I used to be in the gym, it was like Thursday yoga day. And I'm like, why? Why do you wake us up and ask us to come to the gym if it's just yoga day? We are like just hanging around there and doing nothing. But then I found a deeper meaning to what the practice was. And I think the practice connected to me at a level which was just not physical. It became more than physical to me. And even today, I stand by it. It's become mental, emotional, it's become wellness of all sorts. And then it related to my food, my lifestyle, my sleep, my meditation, pranayam. I mean, the practice brought so much to me that I hold the practice very dear to me. And that's my only goal, to spread that practice to people who are ready to learn. That's been
Absolutely.
the journey to yoga.
And including me, I am one of those people who have been so inspired, by the yoga specialist, yoga scholar Cheryl Mascarenhas.
Thank you.
And I swear, no one's going to believe that at one point of time, Cheryl confessing herself live on air that she used to hate yoga.
Yeah.
My God. So
Yeah.
that's what passion and love for health, wellness, realization probably does.
But I think that also helped me to understand, because when people come to class, they also come with this concept that, yeah, yoga, kya hota hai, kya karna hai isme, you really want to chill. You're like, okay, you don't even sweat. And then they come to class and they're like, okay, this is yoga. And then they go back saying, either I'm going to do this or I'm never going to do this, because this is so tiring and taxing. So the concept of
I'm gonna come to that. You don't even sweat, because
yeah.
that's a very, very important thing that's concerning a lot of people, that if we don't sweat in a particular workout, is it also a workout? So but let me move over to Yash. So Dr. Yash Shekatkar.
Hey, Rajeev.
Ah, that's an overwhelming amount of work you've been doing in your life. You're a package of sorts. You're an ultra runner. You're a dentist. You're an orthodontist. You're a teacher. You're a mentor to budding dentists and orthodontists. Please talk us through your journey, this lovely, wonderful, inspiring journey from Yash, the student, to the personality he is today.
Okay, so the Yash student was way back in the year 2002. That's when I joined the course of BDS in 2000. I basically belong to a family of medicals. So medical is put into our brains right from our birth. Or rather, we see everyone around us who are in the field of medical. So we knew how good it is to help people or to relieve pain of the people. So, so I joined dentistry because my brother told me you're not joining MBBS. You don't have brains to do. Might be it was true or wrong. I have no idea still. But yeah, I took up his word. So I joined dentistry in 2002. Had a good time, fun time doing dentistry. I was never a top grade student or anything, to be very frank. Always a backbencher, cleared up. But when you do dentistry, you realize it's a generalized field. There's so much in dentistry. And then you decide to go up to somewhere where you do a specialization in certain things. That's when I decided to take a specialization in 2009 and did my specialization in orthodontics. So orthodontics basically which deals for a general person. It's something that you have braces in the mouth and it's ugly. People don't love you for it because you give them a metallic smile. That was way back. Now it's come up way ahead. You have braces which are as good as your tooth color. No
Right.
one can realize you're wearing something. To top it more over, now we have aligners which have come in the markets. So
Hmm.
they are just not braces. They are like plastic trays which you put in your mouth and you're good to do with. So that's how I finished my orthodontics. I did my post graduation in 2012, and
Hmm.
since then I have been practicing. It's almost 8 years I've been pursuing in the same field. So that's about my professional field. But if you ask me about running, that's a huge story behind it. So
Yes, Dr. Yash Shekatkar, the ultra runner.
So when you finish your post graduation, you go to different clinics, you ask them to call you for consultations, and then you start up your job with it. So way back in 2012, there's one clinic which was on the fourth floor, which was at Navi Mumbai. So when
Hmm.
I went up the 4 floors, I was gasping for my breath. So after reaching there, I realized, oh God, I've studied, but I've left nothing on my health. Because I
Hmm.
was never like that. I used to play cricket, the normal sports that everyone plays in the college time. We all used
Right.
to do that. But that's when I decided I need to look into it. There's something that I need to look up. And that's when I started walking in the mornings with my dad. And then I used to see people running around and I said, these guys they're fools on earth. They have no other job left. Then slowly, eventually, I started doing 2-3 kilometers. And I
Hmm.
should gasp. That was the max I could do.
Hmm.
And then the intention at that time was only to lose weight. So it had got nothing to with distance. I had no idea what is 10K, what is a 21K, or what's a full FM. I have no idea. The only thing I knew was Tata Marathon. That also
Hmm.
because it used to come in the newspapers and we all used to see.
Yeah, it was hugely
That was the
advertised,
only
publicized.
event that I knew way back in
Yeah.
2014, I believe.
Hmm.
And then slowly and steadily, I started running. I increased my timing from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. And as it's a gradual process, as we all know, we've all
Right.
been there, I believe.
Right.
And the first run which I registered was for the Powai 10K. I very well remember that.
Hmm.
So that was an event which me and my friend just registered out of nowhere. I told चल जाते मजा करके आते देखते तो है क्या होता क्या why do people pay to run that was
Hmm.
my question then so we registered it I did completed it around 70 minutes or something I still remember it and that's where it struck me this is fun because the
Hmm.
energy over there seeing the atmosphere I think Powai run was the right run because it has a very positive vibe so the
Hmm.
Powai run is decorated it's lighted up there's a lot of music that goes in the Powai run and that's where I began my learning journey to be very frank.
And then slowly, not only you graduated into becoming a medical professional and
Yeah,
orthodontist, but
that's
also from Dr. Yash, who started his health journey with his dad in the form of light morning walks, and then 5 kilometers, 10, and then into 72.
I've done more. I've reached up to 85 at 12 hours.
Ah,
Wow.
But I
so
think I
good.
would give this credit to Girish Bindra. He's
Mhm.
been one of the prime mentors for me to make me realize that the distance is just a mind game. To be very frank, I used to
Absolutely.
always think this is not possible, but
Yeah.
it's a mind game. Of course, you don't do anything without training. To be very frank, and otherwise you're calling for injuries. Touch wood, it's been almost 4 years I'm into it. I have no injuries. That's true. But if I feel I'm not up to it, I don't run that distance also. I just give it
Right.
a break for that day. And might be after 2, 3 days, I try and attempt the distance. But I don't force my body if I'm not feeling well, or if the climate is too bad, you can't push it at that time. So there are a lot of factors I believe that come with ultra running, but it's a fun game. Like, I don't know, people who enjoy it, we have a group who enjoys it and we do it very well.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
Dr. Yash, you just now mentioned a very, very important thing. I don't force my body. And second, it's a fun thing.
Yeah,
And
see,
I think the name which you took, Girish Bindra, the coach, that name itself resonates discipline, proper training. And I am really happy and fortunate to be training under him as well.
yeah,
And that is something, all of you friends who are watching us right now on Facebook Live, that is something, as Dr. Yash has mentioned, any form of workout, any form of exercise, we should not be forcing ourselves to do.
true.
And as Cheryl had mentioned earlier, the initial part of my workout journeys, I used to think that I am pursuing yoga and I am not even sweating. So these are myths actually. And coming to Cheryl now, that Cheryl, from even from your social media posts with and updates, we've seen that not only you are a yoga specialist and scholar of repute, but your sessions from your sessions we also understand that you are fond of Ayurveda as well. So, but before I delve a bit into the Ayurveda thing, I need you to take us through that. Is it a myth if I am working out, if I'm exercising? Okay, if I'm a corporate and I am in a long sitting job, and those I have in my office, customized plans offered by Galf in my company. And supposing in those short bursts of 15-20 minute sessions, suppose I don't sweat out, please enlighten me. Is it a workout or no?
So I think it comes to a question where we have associated workout with only, burning calories, right? So workout is where I burn calories, then I sweat it. If you burn calories, you sweat, obviously, because you're burning, the fat is getting out, so it's coming out in either sweat and all the toxins are releasing. But what I feel is a workout is just not physical. So suppose someone is doing something for their mental health, that is also a workout. It's a different kind. Today, people have attributed physical workout as be all and end all. So that's all that they feel and see. So when my students come and I do a restorative yoga class, trust me, in a restorative yoga class, nobody will sweat. But when they go back and after one day, they want to text me and say, oh my God, can we have that every day? Because you are so much in calm that you reset your body to a level where you can go and train yourself again. So I don't believe that if you don't sweat, if you didn't break a sweat, you didn't work out. That concept is definitely not there in me. And to all viewers, if you think that yoga or any other form that you think is very light and, oh, I'm not sweating, let me not do it, please don't think that way. Because so much so that you do high intensity, you also have to do something that is low intensity. You need to
Absolutely.
balance it. So
Rather,
that's when
for different people, the intensity requirements of a particular workout are different.
I'm always with you, Rajiv, with this concept, because I hear a lot of people training now, especially during the lockdown. I know people are working out morning, some are doing even afternoon, some are doing even evening, like 3 times a day. And my question is, why? Where are
Yeah,
you going? My biggest question is, why are you burning out so soon? I always want to think of a workout or any form of exercise being lifelong.
right.
Be able to do the same thing when you are 90 and if you're alive. Don't come to a state that I'm done with my energy, I burnt out. That's why in yoga we talk about vitality. We don't talk about just how how did I feel? Oh, did I feel pumped up? No, we talk about vitality, which is inner energy. Do I feel energized when I come out, that I can carry out my day? And I have responsibilities, right? It's not just workout. I have work, I have professional life, I have personal life. I need to balance all of it. So I think that's where I feel, for me, this
Yes.
balance becomes very important.
And now talking about Ayurveda, you being really fond of that, you try and incorporate Ayurveda in your diet and food. So please tell us more about some of the tips you'd like to give to our Gulf corporate clients, especially.
So when I talk about Ayurveda, see, this is a system that was there like 5,000 years back. Even before anything else came, India always had
That's an
Ayurveda.
ancient science,
Very,
yes.
very ancient. And when you look at Ayurveda, it is actually an entire lifestyle system.
Yes.
Ayurveda has meditation, has lifestyle habits, has diet, has herbs, and also has massages and yoga. It's all a part of it. You can't
Yeah.
say I'm eating Ayurvedic food. Ye kya hota hai? Food is food. There is
Yeah.
nothing like this is Ayurvedic food, this is homeopathic food, this is allopathic food. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It is just
Right.
food. So you are incorporating a lifestyle, and that is Ayurveda. So
So would
when
you say you are incorporating principles?
Yes, very much.
Okay.
Of all kinds. So if you look at it, meditation, mental health, if you look at yoga, there's physical movement. If you look at lifestyle, there is what it's doing to your internal organs. Very often we look at external body, kitna fat percentage hai, or did I lose weight, did I lose inches? But how many go back to say, is my liver okay? Is my kidney okay?
Absolutely.
Is my heart okay? That's why you have a lot of people getting heart attacks, and then people say, "Are such a fantastic fit person," and I'm not
And
saying
then
somebody doing yoga can't get a heart attack. I might get that tomorrow, but I'm just saying,
God bless. God bless.
check
Yeah.
check on yourself. So
Right.
Ayurveda, that at that point in time, it brought so much of meaning to my practice, and that's why I incorporated it. In a very modern society, it's very difficult to live Ayurveda to its principles of tea. Because
So, Cheryl, for me right now, and for all the viewers who are tuned in right now, one, two, any two practical principles which I and the viewers can incorporate readily, easily in our lives.
it's very difficult to put it into something small, because you talk about
I
prakriti
know.
in Ayurveda, but I'm not
Right.
going to go there. I think the easiest two things that you can do is, one, movement, two is sleep. There is no compromise in both of them. What movement and what
Yes.
sleep, that you can talk about hours together, but
Absolutely.
movement, rest and sleep are two important things. When you do that, your food will come into the right track.
The
Then we
right
can talk
track.
a little bit about food and what people can do when they are in corporates, when it comes to beverages or binge
Absolutely.
eating. We can deal with that.
So, howsoever rich or not so rich diet I am consuming, but uh, till the time I'm allowing my body to move and I'm getting ample amount of sleep and rest, pretty well taken care of. So
It's a cycle. It will
it's a
be taken
cycle.
care.
So Dr. Yash,
Yeah.
talking about your dentist chain of clinics, how and when did you start your chain of
Okay.
clinics, and
So
what's your
first,
positioning today?
the first chain of clinic that we started was in 2014 when we opened our first branch.
Hmm.
So the first branch we started was in Chembur. So I always had this concept that when I start a clinic, I give the best to the patients. That is always there. You always go for the best for all your patients. You always want your patients to do well. So that's
Hmm.
where I began. So since I'd done my specialization and since I'd done my MBS, I always knew there was a broader thinking when you do an MBS in any subject. Your
Hmm.
complete prospect towards the field changes. So I had done my specialization only in braces. So I was very clear from day one, I'm going to stick only to that. So now when you do only braces, patients won't come to you only for braces. So in India,
Right.
it's a normal phenomena in India where people would come to you mainly for pain. So when you visit a dentist, when you have pain or when there is a bleeding gum or something, that's the time you think, okay, let's go and have a checkup. That's a general phenomenon.
Right.
There would be hardly 5% of the population who would come to you saying, okay, my teeth are not straight, I want to straighten them up, or I'm having difficulty in biting or something. That's very lower population who would come to you. But when I realized this, that's when I decided that whatever I do, we specialize in it. And so we have a team of doctors who work with us. So we own the clinic. but we have a chain or a team of people who come in and who do the treatment. So the best part of our job is we have a specialized person for every job. So now, for
Okay.
example, for corporates, if there's a root canal treatment, I believe our
Mhm.
BDS can also do a great job. No offense against anyone, but we have an MDS who is specialized, who has put in his 3 years only doing root canals. So he's seen a lot of cases more than anyone would have seen, and so he exactly knows what treatment goes in or what protocols need to be followed. So this is the point over here that I would like to make it clear. Our outstanding thing is we have a specialized people who treat. So we don't put you in hands where we are judging you or trying to play with your teeth, or we try doing it.
Absolutely.
Let's open up the tooth and then see what is to be done. No, no, we don't work in that scheme. So we take
So
a
it's the expertise and specialization.
we have a
That,
complete team of expertise who would treat you. Other
yeah.
than that, there is no one who's going to deal with you. And if something goes wrong, it's a medical field. See, every
Right.
tooth is different. You can't predict what would come up when you actually open it. But we have all control because it's treated by expertise and they know how to deal with it. So that's the way we do our treatment. So going to the chain now, we have 2 clinics already in Chembur. So we're
Mhm.
planning to expand it as and when more. So we have all the branches with us. So there are almost 8 branches in dentistry, and we have all covered with us. So we have a team which is covering you for all the 8 branches. So once you enter it, you will feel it. The difference is felt when the patient comes to us. So we do, the patients are very happy with us, and we are happy.
And Dr. Yash, we wish you many more branches in the near future.
Thanks a lot.
Now, Cheryl and Dr. Yash, uh, there's a very, very important thing I'd like your attention on that, and that is uh, different kinds of diets. And especially, Cheryl, I like your inputs on that. Now, all of us, be it a corporate, I being a media guy, all of us come across, even you both might have come across different kinds of diets, the keto diet, crash diet, low cal, veggie diet, or no, the so called milk based diet, lactose tolerant, intolerant. So, Cheryl, is it just a fad or it's worth it? What are your views on that?
Absolutely no offense to anyone following any diets. And
Yeah,
I
so
will,
this is like, yes, playing very safe. But I would, ladies and gentlemen, you know how am I. So I'll try and prod Cheryl. Please open up, be candid, and we'll make sure even if somebody feels an offense, we're going to take care of him and her. But we want the expert opinion from Cheryl Mascarenhas. What do you feel?
um, I feel everything is non-sustainable. Everything is non-sustainable. The
Okay.
only thing that you can sustain is eating healthy. Full stop. How much you eat, what you eat, varies from different people. Like you said, milk diets. Certain people can do dairy, certain people can't. You can't just say one, rule, no dairy. Work. It's okay. Someone can do a little bit of dairy. I think the only thing that works is eating everything in the right proportion and balancing it out, not craving yourself that, okay, like when you're in a keto diet, you're in a very high fat consumption at that time. um, I feel you lack so many other things. Though they say you get your proteins, your vitamins, your microvitamins.
Absolutely.
I always feel human beings were not made for it. Let's go back 5,000 years. What did people eat? Anything that was available, right? Local. You grow something, you eat it. Like South Indians eat a lot of rice. North Indians used to eat wheat, like rotis. Why did it change? Why did South Indians say, I'm not eating rice? You were just born to eat rice. So what's wrong? So I really don't recommend any diet, because I feel, and especially like you said, people like you or people like me who travel, are you going to carry your diets with you? That doesn't make sense,
Absolutely
right?
no. Yes.
You put it out in the beginning that you go to small villages. You can't tell him, listen, dude, main na keto diet pe hu, so you have to give me only high fat food. Probably they can't give you. And that's why I say adapt. When you go to another country, you can't eat local, so how about trying their food? I don't think anything is wrong if you do a sweet once in a while. Like, I'm not a
Right.
sugar person. I would say it's completely wrong to do sugar, but once in a while, it's okay. I'll tell you, Raji, where the biggest problem happens. They're
Hmm.
great people who talk about food. And one of the best people that I think right now a lot of people look up to is Luke Coutinho, right? I mean, he's got
Right.
a whole holistic approach to food.
Right.
You know what is funny? So there are these great people who talk about diet and then they say, oh, today I felt like having an ice cream, so I had. And then you look at us, we say, Are they also eat ice cream, so
Ice
I'm
cream.
okay.
Let me also have it.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
you don't understand how much of hard work is put in maintaining that discipline. So I think the best diet is um, a circadian fasting, a circadian rhythm to your food, which means maximum by sunset, try and eat your last meal and eat
Right.
your first meal when the sun rises, because that's how your body will work. Given the situation in Bombay, people don't reach home before sunset. And I can't tell you that carry all your dabbas and go. Try as much as possible, or if you're coming back, try to eat something that is very easily digestible. We have a wrong concept. Our dinner is the biggest meal because we sit with
Yeah.
the yeah, so it's 9:30, 10 o'clock, we are binge watching something, eating, maybe having a drink, and all of that comes in. So
Right.
start a nice healthy breakfast, do a balanced lunch, have carbs, don't be scared of carbs and good fats. Yeah, you're burning it, come on guys, you're moving around so much. And then snack in between, try and keep yourself healthy and have a dinner if possible by sunset. I think this is something, whether you are in a village, whether you are in Paris, whether you are in Iceland, you can still follow this. Eat at sunset, last meal, eat at sunrise, first meal. Eat balanced food, try not to eat out of a box, and eat whatever is local at that time and seasonal. You
So
will
true.
sustain, I'm sure.
Local, regional, and seasonal. Because this is the mantra my family gave me. Because in the early part of my career as an actor and a media guy, so I had that notion. Once you enter into the industry, that and you tend to follow that fad. No,
Right.
I'm on a particular diet, and my dietitian. And I love all my friends who are dietitians, and they are hooked on to today's show. I love you all. But having said that, the thing which you quite rightly mentioned, any food discipline or anything, be it exercise or the kind of food we want to eat, anything which we can follow for a long period of time, say years, decades, is good for us individually.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I just
So with
surrendered
that,
myself, yes, to the thing which should be local, regional, seasonal, and don't deprive your body of rest, and try and give it a movement if it is slightly less rested. And the day you have had a good sleep, go out on a long run. So there comes the long runs and all.
it's all, listening to your body. How do you feel
And
today? And go ahead and do it. So that's why when someone says portion control, eat only one roti, then at 4 o'clock, eat only this much. Why? Because maybe I worked out too much that day. I was very stressed out. I want to eat two rotis. So
right,
that should not stop me. I should be able to listen to my body and say, this is what I need to eat today. I think if you can do that, then you're completely sorted out for your life. You don't have to ask help from anyone because you are in constant talk with your body. That's where
and
I stand.
in this discussion, I'd like to bring in Dr. Yash as well, because Dr. Yash, immunity is directly related to the thing we are discussing about the diet. And
Yeah.
specifically, in these past couple of months, globally, immunity has been spoken about a lot, and everyone is, even on the street, a common man is talking about immunity. So as an orthodontist, what are your views that how does oral and dental health play the role in effective immunity building?
Okay. So immunity is prime. It's been prime for ages, to be very frank.
Right.
COVID or the corona has made us realize how important immunity is. So
Right.
if we go to see the patients who have good immunity are recovering well, doing well. So as an oral health, see, what is oral health? It's basically oral flora which has a lot of microorganisms. The saliva has a huge number of microorganisms in it. You all need to maintain it well. What's happening now is people are binging on food at home. So when you eat chips, you eat muffins, you eat biscuits, you keep eating the entire day. Those are basically your sugars or carbs, as we like to call them as carbs. So they go and stick into your teeth. To be very frank, and we Indians
Right.
or anybody doesn't have a habit of brushing each time. We don't go and brush after every meal. None of us go.
None
Max
of
to
us.
max, what
Yes.
we do is we gargle. That's the max thing what we do. Is gargling going to remove everything from the oral cavity? Definitely the answer is a no, big no. So what happens then? The food is into your teeth, it starts decomposing over there, and then there's a development of start of caries and pain and everything. What is important is you need to brush well, you need to maintain a hygiene well, because right now there are hardly few dentists who are working. For your bad luck, if you develop a cavity and you have a pain, you're going to have a tough time. So immunity is all about having a good diet, but make sure after every meal you at least gargle. Take your brush and move it around for 20 seconds. I'm just asking 20 seconds. No
Right.
paste, nothing is required. Just take a brush, move it around, and gargle again. So whatever deposits are there, they come off, and you've kept your oral hygiene very good. That's a tip for people who think brushing is important only in the morning and in the night. That's a wrong thing, to be very frank. It's a thing that you need to do after every meal. So you brush without paste, gargle it off, and you're good to go. But yeah, of course, control your binge eating, guys. You're
Of
you're
course.
you're loading up a lot.
And especially, Dr. Yash, you mentioned the quarantine phase. So, this quarantine phase has also seen some very interesting development in the form of a lot of people, including me, have become incidental chefs, or a few people like me who have been, honing their skills further. Like I being a Pahari Munda, so the Rajma and the Cholas have been turning out pretty well. But there's one revelation I'd like to, make on air, and that is that in this quarantine phase, lockdown, locked at home and all, I learned how to knead a flour, gundo fayda atta. And today I can. And now, even last night, my family had the chapatis which I made, and they are close to perfectly round and not burnt. So that is something. So I want to know your culinary skills. What have you been doing as regards the chef, Dr. Yash?
I love cooking. That's something I
Oh,
really enjoy. So,
okay.
but very frankly, in the initial days of this quarantine, we never expected it to last so much. We all thought it would be a phase that would go off in 40 days, max to max, or 45 days.
Right.
That was the upper limit for us.
Mhm.
But initially, no offense, bad one part of me. I also cooked a lot of pastries, cakes. We all baked stuff. But yeah, then we realized it's not good. It's not going to work out. So I love cooking, but I see that I normally cook more of eggs and rice. I keep rice as a basic part of me because there's a
Mhm.
very wrong belief in India. I still believe that you eat rice and you put on weight. So I'll give you a very beautiful example. Suppose you are not well. What is the thing that doctor prescribes you for?
Khichdi.
Steam rice.
Khichdi. Why does he tell you to eat
Yeah.
khichdi? One of the
Yeah.
basic thing of khichdi and curd is it's very easy to digest. I have always had that in my mind. If we are not well, we eat khichdi and rice because it's easy to digest and you develop a good immunity out of it. So why not everyday diet? So I always have rice at night. But yeah, I cook a lot. I love my cooking. I cook eggs. I love my non-veg. No offense for vegans, guys. Sorry. But I love everything. I eat everything in proportion. I think I've had a lot of talk with Cheryl before also on my diet. And she's always told me, don't think so much about it. Eat what you love, but eat in proportions. I believe eating in proportions is mandatory nowadays. You eat a pizza, have one piece of pizza. You're not going to die if you eat it.
Absolutely.
But you don't eat a 10-inch pizza by yourself. Of course, you're loading a lot then. That's a basic concept. You have a pastry, have one pastry in a month, you're not going to die out of it.
But
Now,
Yash, when you're talking this, I remember it was wedding season in
yeah,
Yash's place, and he was
Yeah.
actually eating sweets because it's wedding. And I was like, Yash, just go for it, because you're going to come back and then burn all of it. And he said, Yeah,
And
I'm
being
not
an ultra
eating.
runner, the amount of miles Dr. Yash runs, it's like he earns much more than he burns.
oh, Rajeev, I'll tell you, this is a very wrong concept that we do. This is
Okay.
what I realized
260.
in this quarantine, to be very frank. So what we do is we run on Sundays. So we say, "Chal 4 kilometer ज़्यादा भाग लेते हैं तो ज़्यादा खा सकते हैं." That's the mind that how it plays. So we used to run, if we plan 21, we sometimes do 25 kilometers. And
Right.
then when we sit for a breakfast that most of us enjoy on Sundays, we don't end up eating what we have decided. We always say,
Mhm.
आज 4 kilometer ज़्यादा भागे आज खा लेते हैं. But no,
Let's binge on.
it doesn't go that way. So I believe in
Doesn't.
proportions now.
Yeah.
Of course, proportions do play a huge role in your diet. I don't believe in keto, frankly. I don't believe in vegan. I don't believe in any fat diets. I have my normal diets, but as she says, adapting from Cheryl, I see that I can't be home before sunset, to be very frank. So I see that I don't eat my dinner after 8:39. So I start my clinic early. So I start my clinic by 5. I finish it by 8:30, 8:45, and I'm home by 9. So I try and have my dinner at least 2 hours or 1 hour, 1.5 hours before I go to sleep. So I try
And
that.
the words of wisdom, burn your dinner, earn your breakfast, have been seeing me through, and have been keeping me really healthy and happy. And of course, the runner in me always, whenever you have had a binge eating at night, now as a runner, you don't call it binge eating, but slightly an extra portion of your that chicken or something your favorite cuisine. So yeah, but as Dr. Yash puts it, if you've had that extra portion, running those extra 2 kilometers won't burn it. But nevertheless, I'm going to take that leaf from you and incorporate that in my healthy regimes.
It's not
But
only that,
Cheryl, yeah,
because when
please.
you run, it's a mental game. For me, it's a
Absolutely.
mental game. So
Absolutely.
if suppose I have a long run on Sunday, or on Saturday I visualize how much do I need to do. I tell my body I'm going to run tomorrow, so you be with me. In case the
Wow.
body doesn't respond to you, okay, you listen to it. Performance like that. Now, imagine running 84 or any kilometers for 12 hours. Of course, we take breaks in between, but
But it's a mind game. It's a
mind game. You can't do anything if your mind is not ready for it. So for me, if I'm preparing for an ultra, I tell my body from a week, okay, now it's a time we have to perform. So that's when you start getting acclimatized to your body. You start maintaining your diets for that week. You start eating light so that your stomach is not upset. You start taking care of it. That's when you love doing something, you, of course, focus on it. So for me, it's a complete mental game.
Now, Cheryl, I'd like to draw your attention onto something that concerns especially our corporate clients a lot. And that is inclination, especially your inclination towards sustainable sources of living. And as you said, something we should always trust, something that can be sustained for a longer period of time. So just help us with some of the preventive and healthy habits that we can incorporate in our lifestyle as a corporate as regards food and exercise, and especially yoga in your case.
So I think simple things that people can do is, and which is very easy to do, is one, try to try to have a routine, which means do the same things at the same time every day. Give that much to yourself, which means if you are exercising in the morning, try to exercise every day in the morning. If you can't, you're doing it in the evening, that's okay. But it's like, oh, today I want to sleep, I'll do evening. Oh, tomorrow I'll do evening. Then you'll get up, oh, afternoon I have some time, let me go and exercise. The body does not understand. So body goes according to rhythms, right? It has a
Right.
cycle, when it wakes up, when it sleeps, and that rhythm always is there. So try to follow that. And I think that is easy, right? We can follow those things. Work out at the same day, every day, same time, as much as you can. Second, eat at the right time. This is something which I find a lot of corporate people are unable to do. Like having your lunch between 12:30 and 2, but then you have too many meetings and then you want to postpone. So it is an awareness which all of us have to get it as a, as a society together. I
Right.
can't expect my boss to say, okay, meetings over meetings, so I'll do lunch at 4 o'clock. His health is very important. So
Absolutely.
if you put down your foot and say, listen, this is what is going to happen, we're going to take a 15-minute break, let's just fuel ourselves and come back, everyone will fall into that system. It's only the concept of starting the system. And I'll tell you why, Rajiv, because I have done this with my life and it was difficult to follow routines till it became a part. And then I
Right.
introduced this to all my staff members. Whatever happens, this is lunchtime, you eat. No matter what important meeting you are in,
Or
unless
even
you're
if you
in an
take a
operation,
small portion, but because it's lunchtime, you can take a small
eat.
portion. Yeah,
Yeah, like, at least have that little bit so that your body has been fueled at the right time. The biggest problem is you stay hungry at 5 o'clock, you've lost it, you want to shout at everyone you see because hungry man is an angry man, so you're just shouting at everyone. It's true, right? It's true. You've lost it, you don't know what to do, and then whatever is presented in front of you, you just want to gobble it up because it's so devoid of everything. So that's the second thing. The third, I really want to concentrate on sleep. People put sleep aside. They say 4 hours of sleep is enough or 5 hours of sleep is enough. And maybe, well, it's enough right now. And a lot of people in their life slept for 4 hours, starting with, I think, Jawaharlal Nehru. I don't want to comment about it because
right.
lifestyle and stress that time and pollution was very different from what it is today. So
So true. So
I
true.
think for us, at least 6 hours, at least, if not more, six
Right.
hours, and you need quality sleep. How do you get quality sleep? 1 hour before you sleep, switch off your devices. So, this is what is happening. We are all addicted to our devices that 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we're still watching movies.
We are
You,
watching movies, we are chatting, we are replying to online posts, and we are bothered the post which I had posted, how many
how
comments,
many liked
likes.
it, how many commented, and then
Yes,
you also have to say, Arey, why didn't you comment? Arey, this is what our life has become. So when there is complete darkness, there is melanin production, and that is very much needed for your body. If you keep your blue light on, you are in the you know how the lights are, right? Red to blue, and
absolutely.
you have that. So that's why nature has done everything, we are just spoiling it. So sleep is another big thing. And I think hydrate yourself, which a lot of us forget. Corporates forget to hydrate. We are
I'm gonna,
so,
yes, hold on. That's a very important term you use, Cheryl. Hydration. I'm gonna
yeah,
come to you on that. And but before that, I'd like to bring in Dr. Yash. Dr. Yash, we are virtually in the last, say, 9 minutes or so. You are an ultra runner.
Yeah.
Now, you run to ensure good health for yourself. You are a doctor by profession, and by doing that, you ensure good health for others. So, to sum up the entire discussion we've had, and through the course of the discussion, you've definitely shared some beautiful and useful insights. But if you can just sum up, what are the useful practices, healthy practices, which you can suggest to people, and especially our corporate clients, who are keen to build endurance and not lose out on their running readiness as well?
Okay. Frankly, it's been 60 days I'm at home. I've not.
Rather, what's your wellness mantra which you would like to
Okay.
reach out to people?
So it's been 60 days I'm at home. I have not done a single kilometer of running. Very frankly, from running almost 25 kilometers every Sunday to running 0 kilometers every week. But I'm not tensed about it even a bit. So there's something called as a muscle memory that we all have in our body. So I know the day I step out, I might not be able to run at the same pace. I'm not unhappy about it, but I'm sure I'm going to build up on it. But what we need to do in this phase is we need to build on our leg strength, upper body strength. This has been ignored by runners for a long, long, long time.
Mhm.
Someone tells you today is a day where you need to do only squats or lunges. The first reaction is, मैं क्यों उठ के आया सुबह सुबह इससे अच्छा तो सो ले. So that's our general reaction. To be very frank, that being till day. So my only mantra or only advice to all those who are in the running field is don't stress about running at this time. Running outside on roads, it's very risky. If you ask me as a medico, it's very risky. There are people in India who don't have the discipline and they spit on roads. There are people who don't wear masks, they roam around, and there
Right.
is no evidences as to how many hours the virus is in air or whether it stays on
Absolutely.
something or it doesn't stay on something. We are all judgmental about it. Very frankly, we are all.
Right.
It's all about if or no or buts, yes, no. The reason being, we are all listening to the media. The media is not confirming anything, and we are just believing it. So don't run. Your sole of your shoes is always on the road. There are chances if someone has spat on the road, you might just get the virus onto your shoes and you might just take it in. You never know. At this point, do your regular exercises. I would suggest a time of around 40 to 45 minutes of exercise each day is good enough. Don't do a very heavy exercise throughout the day. As Cheryl mentioned, I have been observing people doing HIT in the morning, followed by HIT in the evening by two different coaches. I don't know
Yeah,
what.
because Dr. Yash being my friend, now I need to tune into his workout session. Cheryl Mascarenhas being my friend, and she is an expert in yoga. I'm doing that as well. And in the night, I'm doing the third workout. And eventually, in the last 60 days, I'm actually burning out myself or doing nothing at all.
Raji, the funny part is when we used to run, we do 10 kilometers. The next day, we do another 5 or 8 kilometers. Then we take a
Yeah,
break for recovery. And then you
right.
do a 15 or a hill train, whatever your schedule is. I've been seeing people in the last 60 days has no break. Like 60 days, 70 workouts. That's huge. And worst part about it is your not body is not used to it. We are not used to doing HIT every day. Running is
Right.
different, HIT is different. I hope no one gets injured or they don't overdo it. But my serious advice would be to not overstress in this time. Do your
Can I
regular,
add like one
like,
my
yeah,
2 cents
Please.
about it?
Yeah.
So what many people don't realize is workout is stress. It's good stress, but it is stress to the body. When you have taken that good stress to a level that is beyond what is good, it turns out to be bad stress for the body.
Right.
Stress releases immunosuppressants. Guys, it suppresses your immune system. So don't think if you exercise too much, you're overfit or you're super fit. No, you're not. You are actually killing your own immune system very, very slowly. So please, workout 1, workout 2, workout 3. Please, I'm teaching 3 classes a day and it is too much for me. I don't know when to rest, but because I'm teaching, I have to do it. So I have to take ample amount of rest. I'm sleeping by 9 o'clock. I'm not awake any day after 9 p.m. My mobile switches off at 7:38. So I'm trying to say, when you can't help it, yes, because a coach has to take 10 classes, he can't help it.
Of course. Of
Where
course.
are you going? You are not climbing Mount Everest tomorrow. So chill, take it a notch lower and
Right.
do it lifelong. Don't burn out. Don't burn
Don't
out.
burn out. Don't burn
My
out.
two cents, always.
And as it's been said that the greatest medicine is to teach people how not to need it. And Dr. Yash has very well taught us through his words of wisdom and advice. Now, coming to Cheryl for the closing remarks as regards hydration, which I had mentioned. Now, behind every successful woman or man, there's substantial amount of coffee.
Oh,
So please talk us through having black coffee, coffee with milk, without sugar, with sugar, what kind of tea, green tea, normal tea, elaichi tea, ginger tea, adrak wali chai, or not anything of that sort, not having anything of that sort. So please, kya sahi hai? What should we do? And
see,
especially as a corporate, this is one dilemma which I face every day.
yeah. It's chai breaks are like every time, you have to do your chai break. I'm not adding the sutta. We'll leave that aside. But yeah, chai breaks happen. So
Right,
if I have to tell, according to my experience, having a good quality black coffee is amazing for the body as long as you keep it to 1 cup, or max if you're doing
yeah,
like a small thing, maybe 2 cups
right,
if you need it. Please don't use coffee as something to wake you up. Things can wake you up. You don't need coffee to wake you up. About milk, um, I constantly believe that for me, too much, like even a cup or 2 cups of black coffee is too much for my body. I feel too much. So I add at least 2 or 3 teaspoons of milk. But I have no sugar in my coffee. I advocate no sugar. But if someone says I need a pinch of sugar, I'm not going to say, don't, you will die. You can
right.
do a pinch of sugar if you're doing 1 cup of coffee. Green teas and other teas, oolong teas, white teas, and ginger teas, all sorts of teas. I think I'm learning Chinese medicine right now. So TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, and they love their teas, right? So Chinese
Right.
people always have a lot of teas. Um, don't drink green tea or any other tea to lose weight. The only way you can lose weight by drinking these teas is if you climb the mountain and bring the green tea leaves yourself, you will definitely lose weight. If you sit at home and drink, you will not lose weight. It has lots of antioxidants, but like I say, even healthy food, doing it too much is not good. So if you're doing tea, coffee, green tea, white tea, oolong tea, why do water? That's the best thing to hydrate yourself. Limit yourself to 2 cups. It could be any kinds, whatever suits you. 1 cup of green tea a day and 1 cup of black coffee or a regular tea with some milk, a little bit of sugar. I'm okay. If you can't give up that sugar, just a pinch is okay. Try to reduce and taper. That's on hydration. I think that's the best thing. What you can beautifully do is get your bottles and put something that is refreshing, a piece of lemon, some
Right.
cucumber, or a watermelon piece, or some chia seeds. You will be
I think you've pretty
radiating.
well summed up, Dr. Yash Shekatkar and Cheryl Mascarenhas. Uh, through your through the things you've shared with us, you've pretty well summed up from your life experiences the healthy habits and all of us can inculcate, easy to follow, and which can take us a long way in our and fitness and good health. It's not a destination, in our journeys of good health. And hoping that all the viewers who've tuned in, thank you so much that you have shown so much love. And Rohini, yeah, you had posted a question, and yes, it vanished from my screen in no time, but definitely it was directed to Cheryl Mascarenhas, and we'll see to it that you get the answer of your question. And thank you all the viewers. But uh, the important set of people whom I can never miss are our sponsors. They have been behind us, with us, and that's our special sponsors. That's Galf and Healthcare, Health Trek, Aromica Cheese. So thank you, Dr. Yash Shekatkar. Thank you, Cheryl Mascarenhas, and thank you, viewers. Thank you so very much for your times. This is Wellness Talks with Rajeev. See you in the next episode.
Thanks, Rajeev. Have a
Bye.
good day,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, Rajiv.
Bye.
Thank you so much.